Welcome back to day 3 of online learning. Today we are going to talk about second person pronouns. Second person means you're talking to somebody. First person is yourself. You rarely talk about yourself without using first person. That's I. The second person is the person you're talking to. So that's you. In English, it's just one word, you. But in German, there is more than one word. There are actually 3. So that's what you're going to learn today. The first one, I think it's finally coming up. The first one is du. If you are talking to one other person that you know, like a friend, a family member, a dog, a cat, informal. You're not being polite. You're not talking to an adult. The next one is ihr. We could kind of say it's you all, although you don't have to say that in English. If you're talking to 2 or more people, and again, it's informal. 2 or more parents, friends, other family members, cats, dogs, people you know well. So notice there's a red line here because du and ihr, both you're talking to people that you know well. You're being informal with them. You are not talking to adults who aren't your family members. You're talking to family or kids your own age or something like that. So on the other end is sie. We call it sie formal. It's always capitalized to show respect. It means you, but it's if you're talking to 1 or more. So it doesn't matter how many people there are. People that you don't know that are adults. Basically think of sie as talking to adult or adults you who are not your family members. So the first question you got to ask when you want to say, which you should I use? Is, are you talking to an adult? If the answer is yes, then the second question is it one of my family members? If the answer is no, you use sie. If the answer is yes, then you're going to use du or ihr. So then you have to say, how many family members am I talking to? If you're speaking to 1 family member, use du. If you're talking to multiple family members, use ihr. So that's the difference between the 3 U's. So we are going to go over that briefly a little bit more, and then we'll practice a little. So du, ihr, and sie all mean you. You singular, you plural, when you're talking to people you know or family, and then sie, singular or plural, when speaking to adults who are not family members. Okay, so this is not strange. It's strange to us, but French, Spanish, and German all have different ways to say you. So if you are talking to another kid your own age, you're going to say what? Du. If you are talking to multiple people your own age, your friends, people just around your age, you're going to use ihr. If you are talking to an adult who's not your mom and dad, not a family member, you're going to say sie. So, what would you say if you were talking to the ex-president of the United States? You can tell I made this a few years ago. Yes, you would say sie. So try to give the answer before you see it. If you were talking to your friends, now notice there's not just one friend, there's more than one friend. You would use ihr because you're talking to friends. Your grandma, she's an adult, but is she your family member? Yes, she is, so you're going to say du. Don't think you're going to use sie with your mom and dad and grandma to show respect. They do not do that. They use du because they are family. Your siblings, brothers and sisters, ihr. Your aunt's dog, du. Your doctor, sie. Your grandparents and your new little cousin, ihr. Your auto mechanic, sie. Sometimes I get people that want to use du because they're like, oh, a doctor you should be polite to, but they're an auto mechanic. It doesn't work that way. That auto mechanic is an adult who is not your family member. You use sie, the polite, formal form. Your mother, du. She's your mom. Your teacher, sie, definitely. Your friends, cats. Your friend has 3 cats. My friend Frau Jakob has 3 cats. I call all those cats ihr because there's more than one of them. Each cat individually would be du, but all together they're ihr. Okay. So we're going to skip this part. So now we're going to talk about using verbs with them. Z formal takes an en ending, just like Z plural. So we lump the Z formal in with the plurals a lot because, except for ear, they all take an en. So grammatically, it's like the other plurals, like Z plural, even though it can be singular or plural. So it's vo, wohnen Sie, it's wo wohnst du, and wo wohnt ihr. So they all say, where do you live? Just depends on who you're talking to. And then, of course, the verb ending changes. So the next one is kennt ihr Gabi, because ihr takes T. Kennen Sie Gabi, if you're talking to an adult, because that takes en. And kennst du Gabi, if you're talking to a friend. You want to know where these people come from. Woher kommst du? You're talking to a kid your own age. It would be weird to ask a friend where they come from. So you're probably just talking to somebody you just met, but they're your own age. So kids talk to kids with du. So now you're talking to an adult who is not a family member using Sie. Woher kommen Sie? And now you're talking to a group of kids that you met, and you want to ask woher kommt ihr? Okay, the last one. Again, you'd be talking to a kid you just met, but who's your own age. So you'd say, wie heißt du? A group of kids, maybe you just met, and you want to know their names. Wie heißt ihr? Notice the endings are the same, because once you end in S's, you don't add an extra S. You'd have 3 S's here, and that would be crazy. 2 is the limit. And the last one, of course, you're talking to an adult. Wie heißen Sie? So that's it for today. Now you're going to go to Gimkit and practice this. Today, there is no worksheet. So once you've listened to this video and you go and practice Gimkit, you're done. I'll see you next time.